everybody, so I took an extended break from YouTube, but I'm back now, and in that time I saw a bunch of movies, and now I'm gonna review them all. Stay tuned till the end for an explanation and a channel update. I would appreciate it. Up first we have Malignant, and I think that I watched Malignant in the perfect way. In a room full of drunk people, plastered out of my mind, and it was awesome. Malignant reminds me of every one of my favorite So Bad It's Good movies, those being Black Christmas, The Happening, and of course, Wish Upon. I saw Wish Upon when it first came out 4 years ago, and ever since then, it's been my favorite So Bad It's Good movie. I've seen it 7 times. Malignant genuinely has the potential to be my new favorite So Bad It's Good movie. Everything about Malignant is so aggressively stupid. The dialogue is awful, the acting sucks, the cinematography, set design, and CGI are all awful, making this the ugliest movie I've seen in 2021. There were so many shots and visuals that were just style over substance that made it seem like James Wan was flexing his visual muscles rather than trying to make a good movie. Every attempt this movie made to scare me just had me laughing out loud, and every attempt to be funny just had me cringing. There seem to be a good amount of people online that are defending this movie, saying that James Wan made a hilarious horror comedy movie on purpose and that it's not actually a failure, and I really just don't believe that. The movie's labeled as a horror thriller on Wikipedia and IMDb, and nothing is listed about comedy in the Wikipedia page or any article I've read. There's no interviews that are online that are public right now of James Wan mentioning comedy or laughing or having a good time at all. He's just talking about his influences and horror movies. I genuinely feel like James Wan just made a shitty movie, and a lot of people are just assuming it was shitty on purpose because it was James Wan who made it. It really reminds me of the reception of The Happening when M. Night Shyamalan released that movie. There was a wave of people defending it, saying that it was a parody, but now, over a decade later, we all look back at The Happening as a big laughing stock. I don't want to get too into plot points here because I think I want to save that for a future video potentially. Hint, hint. Malignant is the worst movie of 2021 I've seen so far. It is worse than Run, Hide, Fight. It is worse than Old. It is worse than The Conjuring Part 3. I would highly recommend you get a group of drunk people to go see it, and I'm gonna give Malignant a 1 out of 10. Up next, we have The Suicide Squad. The existence of this movie has to be funnier than anything in the actual movie. The fact that they made Suicide Squad in 2016, and then it was, in my opinion, the worst superhero movie ever, and tons of people hated on it, to the point where they remade it just a few years later, is so insanely funny. And with The Suicide Squad, I'm so confused about the canon of these DC movies now. Is it a sequel? Is it a remake? Is the first one no longer canon? What is going on? I've asked Chris from Something Central Comics, who's like the biggest DC nerd I know, and he has honestly no idea either. So the existence of this movie is just up in the air. Honestly, I had a great time watching this movie. It's a fun, dark comedy with some good action. It really doesn't take itself too seriously at all, which is what I appreciate the most about it. There are really dark jokes in this movie, and I think it's great that a movie's that bold. Everyone I watched this movie with was consistently laughing with the movie rather than at the movie. The actors deliver hilarious and charming performances. Each character is given a fun quirk. None of them get annoying, surprisingly. Weasel is easily my favorite. Every time he was on screen, he was hilarious. The mission that the characters go on is a mission that can be reasonably accomplished by them. Crazy concepts. As for negatives, I guess I could say that not every joke really landed for me. I didn't really love that in this unique, charming comic book movie, they resorted to having a big CGI creature attacking a city in a climax. I also just feel like this movie left a lot of unanswered questions that I wish were explored more. Like, who is Katana? Whose back does she have? What does her sword do with the souls of its victims? Also, there definitely should have been a moment where Idris Elba looks at the camera and says, "What are we? Some kind of the Suicide Squad?" Yeah, overall, this is a good movie. I would suggest you watch it with your friends. It is a lot of fun. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I really enjoyed this campy ensemble superhero action comedy. I can't believe I just said that sentence. I'm the biggest hater of superhero movies, but this movie was fun. I'm gonna give The Suicide Squad a 7 out of 10. And finally, I have The Green Knight, which is the newest A24 film which seeks to retell an old folklore for a modern audience. Every technical aspect of this movie is absolutely incredible. The cinematography is breathtaking, the music is incredible, the editing was world class, all of the actors hit it out of the park, the set design was seamless and jaw-dropping. I love everything about this movie on a technical level. Much of the imagery and symbolism are thought-provoking and poignant. I guess where this movie really loses me is with the story. I didn't find myself relating to any of the characters, and many of the conflicts in the story seem completely avoidable and entirely rely on the character's stupidity. Much of the movie shows the main character going on a quest with several pit stops throughout, and all these pit stops felt like their own contained side quests. I definitely enjoyed watching all of them, but looking back on it, I don't really understand why many of them were in the movie. I'm sure there's some kind of symbolism in all these sequences or lesson, but the movie didn't really engage me enough to motivate me to want to watch it again or think about it that much. I feel like I would enjoy watching a video essay about this movie rather than watching the movie again. If you want to see a movie that I think perfectly captures the vibe that this movie is going for, I would highly recommend A24's 2019 film The Lighthouse. In the end, I'm gonna give The Green Knight a 7 out of 10. Okay, I think it's about time that I addressed this. I took a extended break from YouTube. I didn't even tell myself I was gonna do it. It just kind of happened. Before I get into why, I just wanted to thank you guys for supporting me for 3 years now on this channel. My first public video now dates back to 3 years, and it's just such a cool accomplishment that you guys are still supporting me in all this time, and I really, really do appreciate it. So, why was I gone for several months? So, the reason, there are a few. Firstly, I spent 6 weeks working on a 40-minute long video about the 2011 prequel of The Thing, and I actually got another YouTuber, The Morbid Zoo, to work on that video with me, and she did a great job in it. And the video's 40 minutes long, it's completely finished, but some Turkish company copyright claimed the video and blocked it worldwide, and they're kind of just doing everything in their ability to make sure the video is not seen by anyone, which is so confusing and bizarre. I can't even find any public evidence that they obtained a copyright for the movie in typical legal ways. So it's just a big headache, and YouTube is not helping me at all. I asked them for help, and they were just like, yeah, bro, that sucks. Try to figure it out yourself. So that was really demotivating to me to work on other videos, because I just spent 6 weeks on this thing that I was really proud of, and nobody got to see it. The video will be up eventually. I just gotta figure out a way to do that, and I'm not sure how yet, so as soon as I figure it out, you guys will see the video. But yeah, doing that, having that happen to me was just such a blow to my motivation to make videos that anytime I thought of an idea for a YouTube video, I just kind of got really sad and disappointed, and it was hard to work under those conditions. Might sound stupid to anyone who doesn't make YouTube videos, but yeah, it was hard. It was hard. And aside from that, the other reasons are, one, over the past several months, I have been working to change from a new college grad to a fully functioning adult who is independent, which is a great thing, but it's a very time-consuming thing, and it left very little time for making YouTube videos. I graduated in May of 2020, which was in the middle of the pandemic, and the job market was absolutely destroyed. So for almost a full year after I graduated, I was basically applying all the time and got nothing for an entire year. So I had to work at a grocery store for an entire year when I had a bachelor's degree, which was not fun. to say the least. But I did spend that time making YouTube videos, and in that time, I kind of felt like nothing in life was going for me because of the pandemic and the situation I was in. And the one thing that I was truly really successful with was YouTube. And I was getting people who were commenting on all my videos and wanted to see more of my videos. And well, just to give you guys context, before the pandemic happened, I had less than 200 subscribers, and now I'm at 2,600. So it was just really exciting to see that many people watching my video and subscribing to see future videos in a time where I didn't really feel accomplished in much else of my life. But luckily, where I live, basically, I got the vaccine. Life is basically back to normal where I am. And yeah, I got the vaccine. I'm feeling safe. I can go out and do things. And so I've been making up for lost time, seeing friends that I wasn't able to hang out with as much with during the lockdowns and stuff. So again, that is another thing that left for less time to make videos. So on top of that, I also kind of felt like I had a bit of a bad mental focus on YouTube where I didn't give myself good expectations. So basically, I'd say at the beginning of the pandemic, I got the idea that I'll spend 4 weeks on one video that I'm really proud of and upload that. And so that was a great idea, but every time I made a video like that, one of the big videos, I, in my head, told myself, all right, each one has to be a little better than the last, which required a little bit more work every time. And so each video I expected to be better with more work put into it, but I didn't give myself the expectation that for more time. So when videos took 5, 6, 7 weeks to make, I beat myself up a lot for it when I really shouldn't have. And so I realize that now, and from now on, I'm just going to have a healthier relationship with the way I work on YouTube videos. So basically, yeah, break for my mental health, I guess. I know that sounds cliche and tons of YouTubers say it, and if you don't make YouTube videos, like before I made YouTube videos and I heard YouTubers say they were taking a break for their mental health, I didn't really understand it. But now that I'm in this position and I did it, I'm realizing why. And the main point is, I'm back now. I'm feeling really good about myself now. I'm feeling really good about YouTube now. Like when I made my Big Brother video, it was the first video I had made in months. I just got all that motivation just immediately came back. I immediately remembered how much fun I have making YouTube videos and how great it feels to have an idea in my head and then make it a reality for people to be able to see. So my excitement to make YouTube videos is completely back. And I'm excited to be back working on videos with more of a mentally healthy mindset while doing it. So yeah, the next video I'm going to work on is my video where I review every single M. Night Shyamalan movie, every single M. Night Shyamalan movie. So I'm reviewing all of them in one big video. I'm going to put a lot of time and effort into this video. So I don't want to give a release date or an estimated time of arrival because I'm not doing that to myself anymore. When the video's done, you'll see it. And yeah, if you've watched this long into the video, thank you. I appreciate it. I doubt anyone's still here. But yeah, thank you for 3 years on this channel. Thank you for 2,600 subscribers. Thank you for tolerating me in this time where I didn't upload anything. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you. I really appreciate the support.